What's going on, Rambling family? It's your boy Rambling. Welcome to Rambling TV. And before I get started, once again, thank you to each and everybody who subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. The family's growing slowly but surely. Once again, thank you to my subscribers. I appreciate it. So now, the topic of boxing, of course, and I would like to start this conversation off by saying congratulations to Devin Haney. It was no easy task, and when I mean easy task, before you guys say, oh, it looked very easy, Devin Haney ran through George Cambosis. But when I'm saying no easy task for Devin Haney is because before the fight even started, obviously there was high expectations for George Cambosis. Everybody was basing his performance and his abilities and things that he could do and what he can do and what he would try to do in that nature was because of the previous fight with him and Teofimo Lopez. But as you can see, when it comes to the boxing abilities of Devin Haney obviously controlled the whole fight with the jab. Definitely kept the fight at his pace, and he definitely controlled the distance. So with that being done and said, every time Cambosis tried to do something, step in, or try to throw combinations, Devin Haney will obviously use his footwork to get out the way, use his jab, and that's what a boxing pro would do, right? Compared to somebody who brawls all the time. The only thing is like I don't have, I can't feel bad for George Cambosis because it's pretty obvious that you were going in there to face a boxer. If you know Devin Haney for the last, I don't know how many fights already, but all the time he always boxes, right? Devin Haney is not a brawler. We all know that. The difference between Devin Haney and Tank Davis is a brawler, even though Tank Davis does have boxing abilities, but you could tell the difference. Pitbull Cruz, brawler, right? You know, like there's brawlers, there's boxers, and then there's some that actually do it all, mix it up. Devin Haney tries, but you know, in the long run, the inside game is not really for him. Once again, congratulations to him. I'm so proud of him. Look, for those who don't know, let me make this clear because I've been to other YouTube channels and people are just confused. So basically, a unified champion is when you have two belts or more, two or three belts, or maybe more, you know, depending if the Ring magazine and everything else that you're holding up. And the undisputed, you have to have all four major belts, which means you have to have the WBA, the IBF, the WBO, and WBC, not the WBC franchise. Okay, the franchise belt does not exist. Okay, that belt was made up. It's a bootleg belt. Please don't believe the hype with that belt. This is why Devin Haney said he did not want the franchise belt, because it's a bootleg made up belt. It doesn't make sense. It's not even a belt technically. Take the WBC franchise belt more like an award. It's more just to honor a fighter and all the fighter has done and representing the WBC. That's it. Plain and simple. Simple as that. Back to the topic. I'm so proud of Devin Haney. He made it to the list. Now, if you don't know the list, I'm going to break it down to you real quick. So there's only 7 people that in this era of boxing that you're supposed to be undisputed, but in order to be undisputed, you got to have all 4 belts at the same time consecutively. So there's only been 8 people to accomplish that so far. Jermell Charlo, super welterweight. Terrence Crawford for the junior welterweight. Bernard Hopkins, middleweight. Josh Taylor, junior welterweight. Jermaine Taylor, middleweight. Canelo Alvarez, super middleweight. Oleksandr Usyk, cruiserweight. And now we have Devin Haney for the lightweight. So there you have it. Those are the only 8. So for other people stating that Teofimo Lopez, no. Teofimo Lopez had 3 pieces, was missing the WBC from Devin Haney. This is why when Devin Haney won, he is now on the undisputed list. So that conversation at Teofimo Lopez is over. Even when he went to Canelo Alvarez smiled, took the picture, turned around and let him know, listen, you're not undisputed. You're missing the WBC that Devin Haney has. And Teofimo Lopez says yes, he understood, but yet him and his father still ran with the narrative as a bunch of clowns from the circus continue on with their circus parade saying that they were undisputed, even till this day. Because they considered the franchise belt a belt, and it's not considered to be anything. Now, my next conversation is going to be, obviously, they asked George Cambosis and his team if they would like to exercise the rematch clause, which is an immediate rematch to Devin Haney. They both agreed, yes, they are going to exercise it. They are going to use it. So far as we know it, they're going to use it. When the fight will be, I'll be honest with you, it might be, I don't know, a lot of people speculating in September. I would just say probably late September, early November. If need be, and they feel like they need more time, it might be early December, as late as that. But this year, for sure, shouldn't be no later. Now, the conversation I wanted to talk about was, well, rumors have it that Lomachenko is supposed to be receiving a phone call and some form of conversation to see if he would like the winner of George Cambosis Jr. and Devin Haney. But now, since George Cambosis is going to be exercising his rematch clause, he's going to have to wait for the part 2. Now, with that being done and said, I'm pretty sure Lomachenko is going to come back one way or another. Rumor has it that he's over there training in the Ukraine at the moment. But also, Tank Davis, supposedly rumors have it that the WBA might order Tank Davis to fight the winner of Devin Haney and George Cambosis Part 2. Now, my theory is this. Tank Davis has a solid chance ending up fighting Lomachenko next as an opponent, due to the fact that why would you rather give Lomachenko a tuna fight, Tank another wacky fight, and then by the time George Cambosis and Devin Haney fight, they're both going to be in the middle of fights, and then they're both going to have one more, so it doesn't make sense. The way I see it is that I'd rather have Tank Davis versus Lomachenko next, and pretty much around the same time Devin Haney and Cambosis is going to fight. If not around the same time, if they fight like in November, then make Tank and Loma for December. And moving on to the next year, the winner out of Tank and Loma will fight the winner out of Devin Haney, Cambosis 2. Now, if not that, if Lomachenko needs a tuna fight because he has been out the ring for some time, then for Tank Davis, I would like to see Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. They've been going back and forth through Twitter. Supposedly that Tank Davis said that he was next. So Ryan Garcia is there waiting, and he wants to be next. He wants to make sure that, he shuts up Gervonta Davis on everything that he's saying. So me personally, I know Oscar De La Hoya is not going to put him in there with Tank Davis. He's not. He knows that Tank Davis is a problem. He said it multiple times. And at the end of it all, when it comes to representing Ryan Garcia, he basically knows that that's the only champion right now that's generating the big bucks for him at the moment. So I don't think he's going to jeopardize or try to gamble against Tank Davis. He knows what's up with that. Now, another fight too that I know a lot of people would love to see is Tank Davis versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz Part 2. Everybody's been going back and forth. Me personally, I had Tank Davis up by 1 round. It was a close fight. Isaac Pitbull Cruz definitely gave in the works to Tank Davis. That's the best opponent he's ever fought. And nobody knew Isaac Pitbull Cruz, but like they said that night when the fight was over, Isaac Pitbull Cruz wasn't known back then, but he's known now. He was now considered a star. He's not a superstar, but he's definitely a star. He definitely opened up a lot of people's eyes. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be backing him up the next time around whenever he fights anybody big. But that to me would be the greatest fight. Even though Tank Davis, unfortunately, he came out and they said, Tank Davis, would you like the rematch with Isaac Pitbull Cruz? And he said, hell no. And I'm like, oh, damn, not for nothing. That made him look scary right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look worried. You just didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. Why would you say hell no? If you're in this boxing and you want the best of the best competition, then, this is what it's about, right? But then again, it's like, I don't know, man. That hell no, this doesn't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? To me, I would rather him say, all right, well, I'm going to take it back with my team and, we're going to discuss what will be our next options. But You know, if he's next again, then he's next again. That's what I would rather prefer rather than hell no. Hell no sounds to me like, you know, you running, you know what I'm saying? And like, come on, Tank, I'm a big Tank fan. You shouldn't be running from nobody. Like, you know, your actions, the way you carry yourself, you know, is real different. So it's like, I expected something different out of you. But if that fight comes to fruition, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go for Tank again. But I'm not gonna lie, Isaac Pitbull Cruz only had 2 weeks to train against Tank Davis. So if they go at it again, somebody's definitely gonna get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that Gervonta Davis already knows how Pitbull Cruz fights, so he'll definitely be more prepared, as well as Isaac Pitbull Cruz, since he only had 2 weeks, and he'll definitely train for Tank Davis, and he'll be super prepared. That is going to be a super mega fight. Even though people don't believe it, it's going to be a fight for the fans, not for the boxing commission and generate crazy money. But it's definitely going to be a huge fight for us because we know what's up with these two. Now, with that being done and said, let me know down in the comment section, who did you have winning, George Cambosis or Devin Haney? By how many rounds did you give either one of them? And do you think that in the rematch, how do you guys feel like that's going to play out? Do you feel like it's going to play out in Cambosis' favor now that he knows what type of game plan Haney's coming with? Do you feel like it's going to play out in Devin Haney's favor, knowing that, you know, he made a few little light mistakes because George Cambosis caught him a few times and he's going to definitely improve on everything? Do you feel like all the other fights that I just spoke about, you feel like they're good? What's your number one fight for Tank Davis next? Since it's not going to be Devin Haney versus Cambosis, what is your number one pick? Do you agree with me with Tank versus Loma, or Tank versus Ryan, or Tank versus Pitbull Cruz? Let me know down in the comment section everything that you're thinking. And definitely subscribe to the channel, like the video. It's your boy Rambling, and I'm